Alright, here we are in Prison Steed. Do a scroll jump onto this, or a single jump, or a double jump. Just don't do a jump attack because, well, you can't really do anything with that. Once you walk up here, walk over here, and press the button, skip the cutscene. Make sure to spam space multiple times there. That's very important information. Attack that, and try to do it a little bit early, because if you do it too late, you're just going to punch that instead of actually actuating the button. So make sure you hit your attack button early. So from this point, run over here on to the right, do an attack, jump at around that point. You could do it way earlier than that if you want. However, if you do it too early, then you just won't bounce off the web at all. You cannot bounce off the web until the spider is dead, also known as you can't see him anymore. Over here, do a double jump, another double jump, do another double jump. This double jump needs to be precisely done, otherwise you will die. Do a double jump here onto this pole, walk up here. When you walk up here, get a step up onto something, as you can see right there. Once you step onto that, do a single jump to get onto this. Do a double jump here, do another double jump here. You might have noticed I'm looking away from all these, and that's because there's auto jumps literally everywhere. So, look away from all that, jump here. So as it turns out, from here, we could abuse an auto jump to get up onto this. And then from that point, we can do a jump attack. Now, I was just looking towards an auto jump there, by the way. I would typically look over to the left or to the right. Doesn't really matter, so I don't hit the auto jump. Now, the timing at which you have to hit this auto jump is a little bit weird. Here's what it looks like, and that is the radius you're hitting. To be more specific, this right here, this like thing. This is like the bottom of the auto jump. So we're just barely getting into it and then jumping. It's a pretty precise timing. So if you are dying to it, just don't even bother and just do this instead, because that is infinitely more safe. However, this will save you a few seconds if you do that. Oh, by the way, if you're thinking about going too early, this is what happens when you go too early. If you go too early, land right here, or try to land here. Just land anywhere except the bottom of the map. If you fall past here, by the way, immediately hit the pause menu and load a save. That is the first thing you should always do, by the way. By the way, I just need to mention that. Anytime you are 100% dead, you know you're dead no matter what, instantly hit the pause menu, click, because that is way faster than letting your death animation play in every case. If you land here, then double jump back over here and then just repeat the process I was showing you. Here's what everything looks like again. And let's move on to the next part, this right here. Skip the cutscene. I like using scroll jumps here personally, but you don't have to, but they're way faster, because here's the alternative, is that you do this. Are you noticing how slow this is? It is so slow. So yes, do scroll jumps, or do really quick double jumps, and then do a jump attack on the fourth jump to break these crates by walking into them. Try not to get hit by that knight there if you can. And then we just repeat the same exact thing here. Then we walk over here around this. Good luck with the knight. You're gonna have fun with him, I'm sure. Do a single jump there. Do a double jump way over here. Now, if you can't do that particular jump, by the way, then just do a scroll jump here and then walk off. You're not really gonna lose much time there at all. However, it's a good jump to get used to. Go over here. Single jump, hit the button. Again, all while without looking at any of the platforms, because you should never do that. Turn around, and here is what I like to call the leap of faith. So, we're going to be abusing an auto jump yet again, just like we already have. Here is the radius of the auto jump. We're going to do a single jump into it, and then jump off of that. As you can see, the radius is, or the leniency of it's pretty good overall. You can also use this one down here as well, if you would prefer to use like your scroll wheel or something, without having to do a single jump. You can do that. If you find that easier, then sure. You can do that, and this is really not that hard to learn. And now here's a little bit of a divisor. Now, if you are a beginner, I understand you're probably a beginner if you're watching this in the first place. However, if you can learn how to do this triple jump right here, then good on you. The reason I recommend this particular triple jump, it looks risky, but if you mess it up, you're just going to land here. And as long as you wait for your jump attack cooldown, like I've explained in FGMPIB, then you should get pretty used to this. And then once you do this, you can just simply do a double jump like so to hit the web. That's a really fast way of doing it, and if you could do that, good on you. You're already way ahead of everyone else in the game. If you can't do that, though, it's not a big deal. Do a double jump here, then do a double jump over here, double jump, double jump, double jump. And that's basically all you do. When you land over here, I don't recommend looking forward, because you're basically going to punch in about every case. So I recommend looking a little bit over to the right here, so you can do an easy charge attack. Because otherwise this will probably happen, and then you gotta wait a little bit longer, and it's just a waste of time for no reason. So yeah, I recommend doing a charge attack there. break this with a charge attack early. Get this. Press space once, walk over here, and now we're going to utilize a dead stop. Now, I kind of already showed you what a dead stop is, but basically a dead stop is whenever you charge off the edge, or you attack off the edge, and then you stop attacking. This cancels all your velocity twice, and we use that in some cases. So anyway, these knights I've got to get out of my way. Walk up to this, and then click twice in about the way that I just did. Now, I do recommend look at my mouse inputs to see how I'm doing it. You can see I'm not instantly doing it, because if you do instantly double click, there are some instances where you just won't, it'll do that instead. So just be careful about that. Just do 2 delayed clicks. It's no big deal, and then you should be good. Additionally, you can hold S and D to try to save some time. However, you do have to be careful, because in some cases, you'll just re-hit the web, and if you do that, then it's really bad. You might have an instance of that happening, and that's really bad. However, you typically shouldn't be able to hit the web twice if you're already this far over the edge. So yeah, double click, maybe hit S and D, and then you'll land all the way down here without dying. That's cool. Do an early attack, because you're gonna have to jump almost immediately right after that. And as a reminder, you cannot jump while you're doing a charge. So make sure you do that early. Jump into this. Skip the cutscene the moment you land. It's basically the entire floor is the cutscene, so it's very easy to know where it is. When you go over here, you can try to do double jumps like this if you want. Do like a single or double jump there, then probably a double jump there. However, auto jumps they're not that much slower, to be honest, in this particular area. You just need to be careful about this swinging ball. You're probably not aware of the collision of this. Here's the collision of it. You see that massive red box that's not even close to the size of that? Yeah, that's how big it is. And if you even clip any of it, you're just dead. So you gotta treat this thing as if it's like 5 times bigger than it actually is. So you gotta be super safe when it comes to that thing. Anyway, now it's time to do the infamous prison steed skip. And what I mean by that is that we basically could skip the entire level from this point. Here's what it looks like in action, before I explain anything. There you go. So, first off, I need to explain what we just hit there, so I'm going to go down there after killing these knights. So, what exactly I hit down there is this trigger right here. Now, why this trigger is here and why it skips the entire level, no one really knows. It's just got to sit in here for some reason. As you can see, the size of the trigger is not that great, but it is pretty low, and with a dead stop, you can just happen to hit it, which is awesome. How do we want to go upon hitting this? I'm in the wrong place. Well, we wanted to use what's called a dead stop. Every beginner typically struggles with this trick because the inputting you got to do is pretty odd, and the positioning also matters a pretty good amount. So first off, you need to learn what a dead stop is now, because there's not an option to learn this now. Now you just have to know how to do it. So basically, charge off the edge by just hold W and just see what happens. As you can see, nothing happened. That's all I did. I just charged off the edge, held W, and I just flew. Now let's do the same thing again, but I'm gonna let go of W. And as you can see, I just stopped, and of course now I'm dead, obviously. So basically, we're gonna take that concept of that dead stop, and we're going to apply it to allow us to hit the trigger down here. This is what normally happens if you don't dead stop, by the way. As you can see, you are falling with way too much speed to hit this trigger at all, so it's just not going to happen. And when we break this, we want to walk over here, somewhere around this, I would say, then do a charge. All right? Now, sometimes you'll want to adjust with, like, D and whatnot, but the main thing is that you want to hold W all the way until, and I'm going to slow down the game here, until right around here, where you stop. It's right around whenever you hit the floor, and then boom. You can just do it. And it's really satisfying to pull off the first time for sure. But yeah, this trick is very consistent. It's not random or anything like that. It just requires a bunch of practice. But once you figure it out, you can then skip the entire level. The problem with this particular skip is that if you die, you lose like, I believe like 30 seconds or something like that. Like this is a brutal skip because if you lose it, basically your run's dead. So you really want to hope that that does not happen. If you get really good at this trick, by the way, you can also try going for, you can also try to do a double attack, like this, which is significantly faster, but it's way harder as you only get a 1 dead stop instead of 2, so yeah. I just recommend doing this, and then doing that. Here's what the collision of this looks like whenever I'm doing that. As you can see, it's kind of lenient. You do need to make sure that you're aiming towards the center of the double doors, because if you're not doing that, you are not going to hit this, and it's going to be a really bad time. That was really late, but it still worked. And you can go pretty early sometimes, too. Like, I might be able to, like, try, like, that. Like, that was pretty early and it still worked. So, there's a pretty good range of leniency. Here's what it would roughly look like if you just want to, like, go instantly. Something like that, probably. There you go. Anyway, there's President Steed.